personally, I was in a pretty low place. So, I just found myself in this place where everything I'd known a month before was completely different. A month later, um, I was now single, and I was kind of an empty nester at that point. So it was a very difficult time, probably one of the most difficult times in my life, if not the most difficult. So I think that's where my shame really was, that I was not in that place. I was weak. It took me therapy. It took so much introspection and self-acceptance, I think was ultimately where I ended up. And it was finally when I started being more patient with myself and more accepting that, we're not strong all the time and we're not the person we want to be all of the time. Um, and that's okay. I took work on myself and, you know, I think that I have so much more compassion because it had to start with myself. Self-forgiveness allows you to see other people in such a different way, and examining yourself on really deep levels. And there's some of us, and me included, this was, I think, one of my major flaws, is that you can kind of hide your head in the sand about things around you or yourself. And I kind of just kept moving on, and didn't allow myself to look at those parts of me that needed work and had needed work. So I think, that was, realizing that is shocking and disappointing in yourself and sad. But once you get through it, it's so powerful, and it's such a um, it's such an important step on our journey to kind of have that season of winter, excuse me, um, and just pause and figure out, how do we get to that spring. So yeah, I mean, it's a few years later, and I started a organization out of out of that eventually. But once I started doing that and looked around, I wanted to start something new professionally, and I realized that I was lucky to have so many great women around me, intelligent, compassionate, interesting, diverse, eclectic tastes, and I recognized that I was really lucky to have that, but not everybody is. We do a lot of crafting events, and at the base of it all is just trying to get women together and people who support women